ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஸ்ரீராம ஜெயம். எல்லாருக்கும் நமஸ்காரம். கத்தவிருக்ஷா வழங்கும் திருவோணம் திருநாள் நிகழ்ச்சியோடைய இன்றைய பகுதிக்கு உங்கள் எல்லாரையும் நான் வெல்கம் பண்ணுறேன். ஒவ்வொரு மாதமும் இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியில் நம்ம பகவத்கீதையிலேருந்து ஒரு அற்புதமான ஸ்லோகமும் அதுக்கான மேலோட்டமான விளக்கமும் டீட்டெயில் எக்ஸ்ப்ளனேஷன், நிறைய மேற்கோள்கள், இந்தியோடைய வாழ்க்கையோட அதை எப்படி ரிலேட் பண்ணலாம் அப்படின்னு நிறைய இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் நம்மளுக்காக ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ணியிருக்கிறார் Smt.Dr.Srividya Sathiyamoorthy அவர்கள். அந்த வகையில் இன்றைக்கி நம்ம பகவத்கீதாவுடைய 14வது அத்தியாயத்திலேருந்து ஒரு அற்புதமான ஸ்லோகமும் அதுக்கான விளக்கங்களும் கேட்க போகிறோம். ரொம்ப முக்கியமான ஸ்லோகம். ஒரு மனுஷனோட வாழ்க்கையை தீர்மானிக்கக்கூடிய 3 குணங்களான ரஜஸ், தமஸ், சத்வம். அதில் முதல் குணமான தமஸை பற்றின ஒரு ஸ்லோகம். நம்ம எல்லாரும் இன்றைக்கி அந்த ஸ்லோகத்தை கேட்டு அதுக்கான விளக்கங்களையும் கேட்டு தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம்.
Namaste, Hari Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. In the previous episode, we started in chapter 14, where Lord Krishna gives a detailed account of the 3 gunas, and we started by learning what is Prakriti and Purusha, how they are interconnected, and the tether that holds these two together and ties the material body or Prakriti to the divine Purusha or self are the 3 gunas. Now we shall delve deeper into what the 3 gunas are, why they are important in our understanding of the self. Today we will talk about tamas and its qualities. First, let us listen to the 2 shlokas. Om Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha. Smt. Geetha Atha 4. Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Tamastvajnanajam Vidhi Mohanam Sarvadehinam Pramadalasya Nidrabhihi Tannibadhnati Bharata. Aprakasho pravrittischa Pramado moha evacha Tamasyetani jayante Vivruddhe kuru nandana. Om Tat Sat. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Geetha Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Gunatraya Vibhaga Yogo Nama 4. The literal meanings of the verses are: Ho Arjuna, Tamoguna, which is born of ignorance, is the reason for the delusion of embodied souls. It deludes all living beings through negligence, laziness, and sleep. O Arjuna, or Kurunandana, ignorance, inertia, negligence, and delusion are the dominant signs of the guna of tamas or ignorance. Tamoguna leads to false knowledge, according to Sri Ramanuja. False knowledge means other than knowledge. It is the incorrect perception of things. Persons who are influenced by tamas get pleasure through sleep, laziness, intoxication, violence, and gambling. Tamas is due to ignorance. Here, the intellectual capacity of the human to discriminate between right and wrong is hampered. Such a person is acting under an influence or stupefying effect and does not hesitate in resorting to behavior that is immoral for fulfilling their will. In a sense, it takes the human away from understanding their divine nature and purpose and attracts and binds them to their lower nature. This leads to misconceptions and incorrect understanding of reality. Not only is such a person negligent, lazy, and sleeping most of the time, but according to Swami Chinmayananda, such a person is asleep to the higher aspirations of their current life or incarnation. This leads to a lack of purpose, dullness in thought, lack of emotional intellect, and noble actions. And one can imagine what kind of life such an individual leads. So, when tamas predominates, what are the consequences? Here, Lord Krishna explains the dullness or aprakashaha, a condition where the intellect is in a sort of drowsy state and is kind of indecisive and lacks the intelligence and discrimination to know right from wrong, almost like in a state of sleep. Here the person may perform work other than what they ought to do, and that is also negligence. Inaction or apravritti, or an idle state where one escapes their responsibilities, cannot really undertake any endeavors or efforts toward a goal. A state where there is a lack of enthusiasm toward anything. A person who is drowned in such a state may not even have the will to be destructive enough to cause evil. They may exist in a stupor. Slowly they become unaware of both the good and evil in themselves and get into delusions, leading to a vicious cycle of misconceptions and more confusions. And such a person delves deep into Maya, lacks the self-awareness or situational awareness to thrive in the world that is filled with challenges. Doing their duty becomes burdensome to them, and they neglect their duties, becoming more inclined to sloth and sleep. Such a person loses the will to live not only in this life, but certainly does not even think of their future lives and reincarnations and how to better themselves, elevate themselves to a higher level of thought. In this way, the guna of ignorance leads the soul deeper into the darkness of ignorance. It becomes totally oblivious of its spiritual identity, its goal in life, and the opportunity for progress that the human form will provide. Such humans could think, I'm not really sure if there is any God, for no one has seen him, so why should I waste my time in sadhana? One of the best examples we know from our itihasas for tamas was Kumbhakarna. He personifies tamas and its detriments. For example, Kumbhakarna fell into long periods of sleep and inactivity. He was cursed by Brahma after Indra requested Saraswati to adjust his bone to sleep for 6 months. This prolonged inactivity and resistance to action is a manifestation of tamas. He is known for his sluggishness and indulgence, even when he is awake. Kumbhakarna displayed an insatiable appetite, consuming large amounts of food. This overindulgence and the lack of moderation also align with tamasic characteristics. He displayed a delayed action and poor decision-making quality. Despite being a warrior who was very powerful, his tamasic nature prevented him from engaging fully and making wise choices in the war against Rama. Eventually, he was awakened with a great difficulty, and finally, he joined the war effort. In a general sense, looking at today's society, we see more of a sense of laziness and a lack of drive to go out and achieve the goals with a single pointed zeal. Laziness, increased sleep, and ignorance is growing in society today. Here it is appropriate to share a shloka that says, Alasyam hi manushyanam sharirastho mahan ripuhu nas yudyama samobantuhu kritvayam na vasidati. Laziness is an enemy. While people see enmity in others, they do not see the enemy in themselves, and that is laziness. There is no friend like hard work, doing which one never grieves or suffers. Laziness is an enemy which can destroy even the best among men. When it spreads, the peace and prosperity of the entire society can be lost. On top of that, abundant food and sleep makes us dull. People are trying to make quick money so they can spend more time in relaxation. Most of us are waiting for retirement so we could be in a state where we don't need to work. This is an incorrect way of thinking. Maybe a better way of thinking may be that we need to prepare to devote our time in retirement toward community and spiritual service. Only a sense of alertness can keep us from falling into the whirlpool of tamas. If indolence enters us through our negligence, first our body, then the mind and intellect become indolent or lazy, and this leads to numerous miseries. Not only this leads to mental and intellectual depravity, but practically speaking, a lack of hard work leads to numerous health issues. One of the main issues in today's worldwide health is an increase in body mass index due to a sedentary lifestyle, which is a root cause for numerous chronic diseases. So, one cure for tamas is physical work that keeps the body healthy, leading to a healthy mind. The other aspect of tamas is increased sleep and incorrect times of sleep. While sleep is an essential part of our health, too much sleep and low quality sleep do not rejuvenate us and lead to more stupor. Meditation and good physical exhaustion lead to sound and good quality sleep. This can lead to yoga nidra, where the body is rejuvenating and re-energizing during sleep and wakes up highly refreshed and with an expanded consciousness. Even a few hours of good sleep is enough to have a fresh mind and active body. We have already discussed in other episodes the importance of diurnal cycle and the need to sleep at night and not vice versa. The other thing that happens with ignorance and laziness is forgetfulness or lack of attention. There's a story of King Nala, a great man who married the beautiful Damayanti in a Swayamvara. But Kali, the evil spirit who was jealous of this marriage, was trying to ruin him. For 12 years, Kali was waiting to enter Nala's body. Once, when Nala was careless and did not wash his feet properly before his prayer, Kali entered his body via the dry spot and started to influence his mind. Even though Nala was pure and clean in all aspects, the little neglect, a small act of carelessness or lack of vigilance, gave an opportunity for Kali to enter him. Then Nala became addicted to gambling and ruined his life. He was separated from Damayanti, and only after many years of trials and tribulations was reunited with her. We can end this episode with the sayings of Lord Buddha in the 21st verse of Dhammapada. Appamado amatapadam, pamado machinopadam. The one who develops virtue, concentration, and wisdom, in other words, vigilance, leads to deathlessness or nirvana. The negligent, who is intoxicated by sensual pleasures and is forgetful, dies repeatedly. We are grateful for your attention and look forward to meeting you next time. Please share your thoughts and feedbacks in the comment section. Please forgive us for any mistakes that may be committed, as we are all students in the process of learning. Shri Krishnarpanamastu.
First of all, thank you very much to Smt.Dr.Srividya Sathiyamoorthy. Another beautiful episode of Geetha. Tamas, Sattvam, Rajas. இதில் முதல் குணமான தமஸ்னா என்ன, அதோடைய டீட்டெயில் எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷன், கும்பகர்ணன் தமஸ் குணத்தோடு எப்படி இருந்தான், அவனுடைய வாழ்க்கை எப்படி இருந்தது, இந்த தமஸ் குணத்து இருக்கிறவாளுடைய கேரக்டரிஸ்டிக்ஸ்லாம் எப்படி இருக்கும்னு ரொம்ப டீட்டெயில்டாக ரொம்ப அழகாக எங்கள் எல்லாருக்காகவும் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணிட்டேன். இந்த எபிசோடும் ரொம்ப விசேஷமாக அமைஞ்சிடுது. இதே மாதிரி எல்லா மாதமும் அற்புதமான கீதை ஸ்லோகமும் அதுக்கான விளக்கம் இது எல்லாத்தையும் எங்கள் எல்லாருக்காகவும் ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ணி வரத்துக்கு மீண்டும் கதவரக்ஷா சார்பாக நன்றிகள், நமஸ்காரங்கள். வியூவர்ஸ் அண்ட் ஆடியன்ஸ், நீங்கள் எல்லோரும் கண்டிப்பாக இந்த எபிசோடை நன்னா கேட்டு எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் பண்ணிப்பேன் அப்படின்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இதே மாதிரி அடுத்த மாதமும் ஸ்ரவணம் அன்னைக்கு திருவோணம் திருநாள் நிகழ்ச்சியில் உங்கள் எல்லாரையும் நான் மறுபடியும் சந்திக்கிறேன். அது வரைக்கும் நமஸ்காரம்.